away from the counter's edge. Our routine mental life is simply a marvel of goal management. Catch us at any given moment, and our head is bustling with goals, plans, strategies, and tactics. Goals are coming and going throughout our waking life, and often more than one at a time. Our goals can range from the abstract and open-ended, like buying a house, to the immediate and trifling, like looking for the cream. We frequently reevaluate our goals based on changing circumstances, desires, or maybe an estimate of our own limitations. Will we remember to send that email later? Some goals intrude unpredictably or unwanted. For example, no one plans to wash a mustard stain out of their shirt, but we can make room. It is fair to say that the course and tenor of everyday human life is largely defined by our goals and the various actions we undertake to achieve them. The human brain has the remarkable ability to manage the buzz and hum of all these goals in order to plan and execute efficient courses of action. Indeed, our brains are so good at this that most of us view the routine of everyday life as just that, routine. No one ever produced a summer blockbuster about a typical morning making coffee. We mostly take our ability to get things done for granted, and only notice it on those rare occasions when we struggle or fail. Yet this ability is actually quite singular and marvelous, and also, unfortunately, quite fragile. The brain requires its own elaborate class of neural mechanisms devoted to generating plans, keeping track of them, and influencing a cascade of brain states that can link our goals with the correct actions. Scientists refer to these mechanisms and the processes they support as cognitive control or executive function. Though there are some differences in usage and sense between these terms, they generally refer to the same class of mental function. For consistency, I will use the term cognitive control, only because this is the term currently employed by most cognitive neuroscientists, but I am not distinguishing between these labels. Regardless of what label it goes by, however, cognitive control has been remarkably difficult to define for scientists and lay people alike. As we will see, some of its slipperiness results from our lack of intuition about cognitive control, the way we might have about a memory, a percept, or a movement. Rather, cognitive control processes live in the murky spaces between knowledge and action, influencing the translation from the first to the second, while not being either one. Yet cognitive control is a real class of function, separate from knowledge and action, and is supported by its own systems in the brain. Some of the best evidence we have for this comes from the cases of people who have lost cognitive control function owing to brain disease or disorder. In observing these patients, we recognize just how devastating the loss of cognitive control can be to the routine course of our lives, and even to our image of ourselves as effective agents in our world. The functionless cortex. Cases of brain disease or damage demonstrate the vulnerability of cognitive control, as well as its necessity for success in everyday life. Control function is fragile, as it suffers some degree of loss across many, if not most, neurological and psychiatric disorders, ranging from stroke to Parkinson's disease to Alzheimer's disease to autism. In general, the loss of cognitive control most conventionally arises when these diseases and disorders affect the frontal lobes, and specifically the prefrontal cortex, or PFC. These days, it is widely accepted that the prefrontal cortex is crucial for our highest mental functions, including cognitive control. Indeed, this idea has captured the popular imagination. Movies and television police dramas are fond of blaming frontal lobe damage for everything from irrational violent behavior to personality change. One health website advertises 10